How the hell was I supposed to know she was married? Hey, she had more than enough opportunities to tip me off. Instead of sitting at the bar and fluttering her eyelashes and tossing her hair back, she should have been saying, "Stay away, I'm a married woman." But no, that just wasn't the case. "I'll have a Bacardi and Coke," she said. I should have listened to me dad. Never trust a woman who drinks rum. Melissa was the kind of woman who looked after herself. She took pride in her appearance. Body to die for. She should have stopped it right there and then, dead in its tracks before it got out of hand. She should have drank a Bacardi and Coke, chatted a while, and then brushed me off like all the other women had done that night. But no, not a bloody chance. Women should wear stickers on the chest. It should be a legal requirement. Single, married, lesbian, lunatic. It'd save all the confusion and disappointments at parties, believe me. She should have told me in the taxi on the way back to the hotel. She should have said, "Listen, Mick, I am married, you know." At least we would have known where we stood. We could have had a nice, calm moment, took a few deep breaths, and decided, well, if what was potentially in the air was worth it. Suddenly, we're in my hotel room. I'm trying to open a bottle of expensive wine with one hand while trying to undo her bra with the other. And that's when it all changed for me and Melissa. You see, 1 minute it was pure lust, you know, stripping off at speed and knocking furniture over. And the next minute, laughter. Real laughter. It's like we were meant to be together. We both knew it. Why didn't she tell me then? For God's sake, she could have told me then. 3 months this went on for. Not exactly the one-night stand we were thinking about. Every time I was in town, I'd call her, and believe me, I seemed to be in town an awful lot. Her husband was a big fella. Huge hands. The kind of hands that could crush a windpipe, snap her neck. I think his name was Larry. Well, I think he introduced himself as Larry. I don't know, maybe it was Barry. You know, it's a bit difficult to catch a name when your ears are ringing, you're finding it difficult to breathe and you have blood in your eyes. Have you ever been kicked in the balls? And I mean really kicked in the balls? The kind of kick that sees your testicles meet your sternum for the first time? But you know, the funny thing was, I didn't even try and verbally defend myself. I knew what was going on. I knew as soon as those huge hands grabbed me by the neck and yanked me into the BMW. Married. She's bloody married. How stupid was I? It all made sense now. Larry just kept hitting me. God knows how long that went on for. I mean, there comes a point when, well, you just don't feel the next punch. And I think I passed out at one point because I don't remember anything, and I think I lost control of my bladder at one point, which I'm not embarrassed about, like. But it was like some really bad gangster movie. A man like me wasn't supposed to go out like this. I mean, I sold designer fabrics, for Christ's sake. Apparently, this mate Crazy Dave had seen us a few weeks earlier in the museum. I don't know about you, but anyone who's got a mate called Crazy Dave was pretty dangerous in my eyes. I knew what I was dealing with now. You see, Larry liked the dogs. Larry liked doing, well, what Larry was doing to me. I mean, I don't think he was bothered about me having sex with his wife. He was more pissed off that I'd taken her to the gallery, the museum, the cinema. Wasn't Larry seeing that. "18 years Larry and Melissa had been married. He loved her to bits. I could tell by the way he said her name. He never thought she'd do this to him. I said to him, Larry, I didn't know she was married. But that just seemed to make things a little worse. And that's when the knife came out. One of those huge hunting knives. He'd bought it especially. It wasn't cheap. I said to him, Larry, mate, you've brought all this on yourself. I said, you've been lucky enough to find the perfect woman. She's gorgeous, funny, intelligent. I told him he'd taken his eye off the ball. It certainly wasn't his wife's fault, and definitely not mine. Then Larry started to well up. I swear to God, his eyes actually started filling up with tears. I'd actually got through to him. I'd made him see the error of his ways. He was going to go home and love his wife and appreciate it like she'd never been loved and appreciated before. Then he broke my arm. Larry had a couple of demands before he left me lying on the floor in total agony. The first demand was to never set foot in the city again. Hey, I don't know about you, but I tend to agree to demands like that when I'm in a situation like this. The second demand was a bit strange. I was never to think of Melissa again. How the hell would he know? Although he said it in such a way that I actually believed him. And then he broke my other arm. So, what did I learn from this wonderfully brief encounter? Well, I learned the hard way that women are just as bad as men when it comes to lies and deceit. And I learned the hard way what it's like to really fall in love and then lose it all in a flash. Sometimes, in life, your soulmate's on a completely different path. And it's a path that you can never get on. But one thing hit me above anything else in this whole situation. I learned never to treat a woman the way Larry treated his. Never take them for granted, and never take your eye off the ball. I'll never treat my wife like that. Did I mention I was married?